Summary of a Real Durwan by Jhumpa Lahiri. Borma is a woman who is 64 years old and has been weak as a result of many years of hard labor. She works and lives in a building for people in Calcutta, India. The story starts with her sweeping the steps and cleaning up around the building every day. She cleans and talks about the nice things in her old life, when she lived in Bengal before partition, when India and Pakistan were split into two separate countries. She says that she had a husband, 4 children, a 2-story house with marble floors, and a yard full of fruit trees and hibiscus flowers. She often changes the details of her stories. For example, every time she talks about her land, it's twice as big, and she tells a different story about how she got into Calcutta. That's how Borma always ends her stories. Believe me, don't believe me, such comforts you cannot even dream them. People who live in the building value Borma's work as an unofficial Durwan, or doorkeeper, for them, even though they don't believe her crazy memories. Mr. Chatterjee, a resident, says that Borma only tells lies, but that her stories aren't dangerous and that she's just the victim of changing times. Since independence, Mr. Chatterjee hasn't left his porch or even opened a newspaper, but everyone in the neighborhood respects what he has to say. Borma climbs to the roof to beat her blankets, which she thinks are full of mites, after she finishes her morning chores. After telling a resident named Mrs. Dalal that the mites are eating her alive at night, Mrs. Dalal checks Borma's skin and finds that she does not have any bites. Mrs. Dalal says that Borma might have prickly heat, which is a common illness. But Borma prefers to think that it's mites instead of something so boring and common. Mrs. Dalal looks at Borma's old blankets and says she will get her new quilts soon. It starts to rain, and Borma's quilts get ruined. But Mrs. Dalal's promise gives her hope. Soon after, Mr. Dalal, who has a low-level job at a company that makes toilet parts in bulk, comes home with big news for management: he has been promoted. As a gift, he bought 2 wash tubs, one for his own home and one for the apartment building so that everyone can use it. Even though some of the residents are envious of the new addition, they all jump at the chance to use it. When the Dalals go on holiday, still happy about their big win, the other people who live there are motivated to make changes to the building as well, because they want to beat them. They sell valuable family heirlooms to pay for painting the house, the shutters, and getting rid of any bugs. But Borma can't do her normal things because the building is full of workers running up and down the stairs. Borma has too much free time and sore muscles from sleeping on newspapers since her quilts were destroyed. She finds that taking walks around the area help her body feel better and pass the time. As Borma goes through the market one day, she starts to spend some of her life savings on small treats like sugarcane juice and cashews. She gets further into the market until she feels a tug on the end of her sari. When she looks down, she sees that her skeleton keys to the building and life savings are gone. When Borma gets home, the angry neighbors are waiting for him. The community bowl was stolen from the wall. They then go after Borma and say she is working with the thief. The final word comes from Mr. Chatterjee, who says the house needs a real Durwan. Even though she begged them to believe her, believe me, they fired her and threw her and her things out onto the street. She only has a broom with her when she leaves the building.
About the author. Lahiri was born in London to Bengali Indian immigrants. She has lived in the United States since she was 2 years old. Lahiri got her BA in English Literature from Columbia University's Barnard College. She also has 2 MAs, an MFA, and a PhD from Boston University. She has written several nonfiction pieces as well as collections of short stories and 3 books. The Pulitzer Prize gave her the award in 2000 for her collection of short stories called Interpreter of Maladies. The Namesake, her first book, came out in 2003 and was turned into a full-length movie in 2007. She then wrote another collection of short stories called Unaccustomed Earth in 2008 and a book called Lowland in 2013. Her books are mostly about the lives of foreigners or the kids of immigrants. A lot of the time, they talk about family fights between generations and the stress she has felt between wanting to fit in and wanting to keep one's culture close and alive. Lahiri teaches writing at Princeton University.
Hope we summarized it fully and you liked it. Please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so that we are motivated to create more videos.